Hello everyone, Alien Volt here, and I am playing Stranded Deep. Stranded Deep is a survival game where you must find supplies to build shelter, fires, find food, and try to survive the elements, including the dangers of the ocean, like sharks. Why am I making my own drinks? Where's my stewardess? This plane's got a lot of turbulence. Oh shit! We're going down! Every time I use my paddle, it shoves me back further off my raft. And one thing to point out with that is that if you don't move forward after each paddle one step, you'll actually shove yourself completely off of the raft and be shark bait. Let's chop this down and see what we get here. Rope. Nice. Now, one thing I should point out here with the crafting is that unlike other games, you don't actually craft in your inventory. You have to dump all of the items you want to put together on the ground, and then you craft from working on the ground. Now the graphics actually look really nice, but there are several issues with the game overall. For instance, there's no shadow to my character. You'll see a shadow for the weapon I'm carrying, but that's it. And although they offer ultra settings, there's a lot of features that aren't quite in the game yet. And because of that, even in the opening cutscene, there's one section I had to cut out where you're swimming underwater because the graphics and the visuals were just completely unplayable, with video tearing and what appeared to be more of a 2D color scheme. Because I don't have much carrying capacity and you have to craft everything on the ground anyways, I'm going to go ahead and dump all of my mats in one pile. And there's no mouse wheel scroll to change what you have in your inventory in your hand, so you actually have to go in your inventory and click each item to select it, and then drop it on the ground. This is something new too. You actually have to chop the tree up when it's on the ground to create logs. Now this is something I'm really not too excited about. I hope they fix it later and actually give an animation for carrying this stuff, rather than this gaming form of telekinesis where you move things around in the game with your mind because you just want them to go there. Now that I've made a hammer, let's see if I can actually crack these coconuts open and actually get some type of nutrients out of them. It's not giving me any options. And I can only craft very few things, so let's go ahead and set up a fire and see if once I learn the basic patterns, if it'll give me something else. Guess we can only chop down the palm trees. This is definitely going to get old for every tree. I mean, it was a nice idea, it's something different, and it makes sense, but it's definitely going to get old chopping that many times to get what you need. Not to mention the wear and tear on your axe. Now there isn't really a way to save your progress yet, so anything you actually do end up crafting is going to be gone when you log back in. And while initial survival here seems to be pretty easy, you're going to deplete this small island of its resources really quick, and then you're going to have to travel to nearby islands for additional resources for survival. I'm not sure at this point if the islands are actually procedural generated or whether it's just a really large map with some islands scattered about. Either way, transversing your way around the ocean from island to island gets somewhat confusing because as you look back to the direction that you came from, there's going to be several islands to choose from. Which not only adds a challenging aspect into the game, especially one of which you need to survive and eat and drink just to live, but also just pure navigation and the time that it takes to move from island to island. And the dangers under the water if you happen to be pushed off your raft by a shark, or even by the poor game mechanics of rolling. Right now, although the game does still look very good, it just seems very raw, incomplete. It needs a lot of work, in my opinion, even to be to the point where the forest was upon early release, and that was pretty bad. Let's see if we can cook a coconut. Nothing. Maybe they're used as a flotation device for crafting. I threw down my axe. I think I've pretty much got everything that's used for crafting on this island so far, outside of chopping down the rest of the palm trees. Let's cook our crabs here. They sizzle and cook pretty quick. Don't have to wait on them at all, that's nice. Although I'm not sure what this green film is around my eyes now, like I'm sick. A shark, should we fight it? Why not? Ah, he bit me. I didn't think he'd swim this far up. Oh, he's carrying me away. Look at the trail of blood. That's pretty cool. Let's see if the knife works better. I can't tell how much damage I'm doing with this. What I really need is a spear, but I need rock fragments for that. And, oh, I think I'm dying from not breathing. I need rock fragments, and I can't break the rocks up with my hammer so far. Still bleeding out here. There's a stingray. I wonder if I'd have any better luck killing him. I think he's gone. I don't see him anymore. Definitely can't kill the fish with a knife. Maybe I can't kill the shark either. Maybe that's why there was no blood. says I need first aid, but there's no way to make bandages, at least from anything that I've found so far. And the food seems to make me sick, but I'll eat what I have. Maybe that'll work. Well, I can't relight my campfire, so I'll have to find more wood for that. And unless branches respawn, that's going to be difficult to maintain. Basically swimming or rafting from island to island to gather supplies of sticks and branches to maintain your resources. I'm still bleeding too, so eating definitely didn't solve my problem of first aid. Well, there's a shark underneath me now. Hopefully it doesn't flip my raft. I don't know what these, this mist of water, like it's flowing over rocks, is supposed to create graphically, but it's definitely not doing it. The island pop-in could use some work too. I wonder if there's anything cool to scavenge in here. I like the idea of a shipwreck better than a plane crash, but hey, not my call. Potatoes? My inventory is full. Can't break up the rocks with a hammer, and I don't see any rock chips around for the spear, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get that. Well, I've survived one full day here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.